time is valuable, information is valuable, and here you get everything you need to know in less than 5 minutes. Jhin's optimal rune page this season is Fleet Footwork, Presence of Mind, Legend Bloodline, and Coup de Grace, with Nimbus Cloak and Gathering Storm for secondary runes. Your shards are always double Adaptive Force, paired with armor when playing against a regular AD carry, and with magic resist against bot lane mages. Your starting items are Doran's Blade and a health potion, and your first ability should be Q. However, it is best to hold onto your first skill point just in case your team catches an enemy during an invade. If that happens, you want W first so you can follow up with crowd control and secure the kill. The general skill order for Jhin is Q max by level 9, W max by level 13, and putting a point in your ultimate whenever possible. Due to his interactions with crit, your core items on Jhin are Infinity Edge first and Rapid Fire Cannon second. As Jhin's passive guarantees that every 4th basic attack critically strikes, each of these hits will get amplified by Infinity Edge's passive. Moreover, the last bullet from your ultimate also benefits from crit modifiers, which makes Infinity Edge the most valuable item on Jhin. The range bonus from Rapid Fire Cannon is amazing on Jhin as well. It only lasts for one shot before it needs to be recharged, but even landing a single auto attack can be a game changer because of Jhin's ridiculously high attack damage. Also keep in mind that your W will only snare enemy champions if they took damage within the last 4 seconds. With Rapid Fire Cannon, you can meet this criterion all by yourself handily with a 700 range auto attack. Therefore, this item makes you less team dependent and gives you more playmaking opportunity. If you are enjoying this guide so far, you should subscribe for more of these in the future and also press like to tell the algorithm. For boots, you want to buy Boots of Swiftness because they provide the most movement speed for the smallest price. Movement speed is amazing on Jhin as his fixed attack speed gives you plenty of time to reposition in between auto attacks. After these core items, you have several options to round out your build. The most aggressive path is buying Stormrazor 3rd and Static Shiv 4th. You will get to 100% crit chance with this, on top of huge amounts of attack damage coming from your passive. Moreover, setting up your own plays is even easier now, as your energized auto attack applies an AoE slow to the enemy team, which makes it very easy to connect with your W. Keep in mind though that you will be highly vulnerable with this build. Against assassins, you will need semi-defensive items to stop them from one-shotting you, and against tanks, you should pick up a Last Whisper item as soon as they start stacking armor. These item choices are different for each individual game, so look out for who is getting fed on the enemy team and simply tweak your build accordingly. If you manage to translate Jhin's amazing lane pressure into an early kill, you can snowball your lead by going for Umbral Glaive first item before buying your core build. Lethality can stomp especially hard during the lane phase, since lethality items are rather cheap and enemy base armor is still very low. Umbral Glaive is the most cost-efficient lethality item in the game and also fixes Jhin's eternal struggle against enemy wards. However, if you go even in lane or fall behind, you need to get your crit items immediately. They are too essential since they allow you to get full value from your passive and ensure that your damage can scale properly throughout the game. However, Jhin is a true lane bully and strongest during the early game. Therefore, you should be looking to trade with your lane opponents as much as possible. At first, Jhin's auto attacks can feel somewhat clunky, but in order to maximize your damage, you can always use an ability in between auto attacks. Another important aspect of fighting is to always keep track of how many bullets you currently have. That is, you typically want to harass your opponents with your 4th bullet, as it is guaranteed to crit and deals bonus damage based on missing health. The crit then activates your passive movement speed, which allows you to disengage from the trade. Maximum damage in minimal time with minimal risk. A simple strategy to force this trait onto your opponent is to stack up your Fleet Footwork when you have exactly 2 bullets left. You then auto-attack a minion, which gets you to your 4th bullet, and use the movement speed boost from your keystone to get in range for a Q plus crit combo. You should look for that trading pattern as much as possible. All 3 of Jhin's basic abilities allow you to control the position of the minion wave as you please, enabling you to quickly push the minions into the enemy tower when they leave the lane. Jhin can not only trade and push effectively, but also has good all-in potential with all-in supports. As soon as your support lands a stun on the enemy, you get a free follow-up with your W. The same concept applies to jungle ganks, on which you can easily capitalize. On the other hand, Jhin does not have good escape tools himself, so be aware of potential ganks from the enemy jungler. You can supplement your wards by placing traps onto common gank paths. The slow can buy you just enough time to run away. And while the early game is generally in your favor, playing the late game can get tricky. The enemy AD carry can auto-attack freely at this point, but you must be extremely careful with your target selection. Each one of your 4 bullets holds tremendous value, and wasting even one of them on the wrong target can cost you the game. At this point, your ultimate will most likely get body blocked by tanks, so try to stay in auto-attack range and only use your ultimate if it's your last way of dealing damage. Due to his high burst and execute damage, Jhin is amazing against squishy champions. But truth be told, in some matchups picking Jhin is rather risky. He struggles against teams with a lot of tanks, as you will have a hard time killing them in the late game with only 4 shots. Here, there's a lot of pressure on you to close out the game early. Against those teams, you can pick up an AD carry like Ezreal, who can outscale tanks easily. If you want to learn how to play Ezreal, simply click the link on your screen right there, and also let me know in the comments which champion you want me to cover next.